Hey guys, Desolate Magic here. We have the actual announcement for Historic Horizons, or pardon me, JumpStart Historic Horizons, because Historic Horizons wasn't good enough. They had to add JumpStart to it. So this is like 9 different products smashed together. What it really is, in my opinion, is 10 historic anthologies all released at once. All we know is it's hundreds within S of cards, and I don't think they'd put hundreds within S until it hits 300, because 200, it's like, yeah, it's hundreds, but like it's, I mean, really? That's a pair. I mean, come on. So since the historic anthologies are 15 cards at a time, yeah, they're just forcing a whole bunch of historic players to like cough up a bunch of wild cards and or money. I mean, this is just like a $50 to $100 tax on historic players because now your deck's undermined and irrelevant and you have to upgrade it or replace it. So I'm going to call it what it is, and as if they need to drive more people away. So I think this started as Historic Horizons, maybe like a Horizons Masters or something, or like Horizon Anthology, or I don't know what I'd call it. You'll see in a second what I mean though. And then they added JumpStart so that people can play it as JumpStart, where you could just like, oh, I'm taking 2 random boosters and shoving them together, and then I'm going to play JumpStart, yay! Not a lot of people really like JumpStart on Arena when it was JumpStart, so the fact that they added this at the last second, once again, in my opinion, that's not good. That does not bode well. That indicates they knew this was bad. They knew that it's a declining number of historic players. So they're trying to like up the power level and make it as different from standard as possible, because standard was awful. And why would you want something that's like, you know, only 120% the card pool of standard or whatever? I mean, they could have gone back to Amon Cat because that was, I think, in the beta, but I don't know. It might not have been that different. You'd still see, you know, the same decks because they kept creeping up the power levels so significantly every approximately half year. So if you're not familiar, this just describes exactly what it is. Arriving on August 12th on MTG Arena, JumpStart Historic Horizons adds hundreds of cards from Modern Horizons, Modern Horizons 2, and then 31 other cards. And that's it. So it's mostly just Horizon Anthology. But there's something special about these 31 cards right here. So they're going to feature mechanics that are made, quote, for MTG Arena. So stuff that would be really, really hard to do in paper. So the really sad thing about these 3 things that they say, oh, it can only really be done on digital, they've done them on other product releases in paper. They have done all 3 of these and worse. In fact, this one's in the last set that they just released. I mean, come on, Wizards! Ah! Anyway, we've got Seek. Powerful tutors that grab a random card from your deck that matches a specific criteria. No shuffling, so okay, that would be impossible or inadvisable in paper. And no time spent looking at options. It just, well, they're not options, it's random. It just grabs a card that works out of your deck and the game keeps moving. So if you've got a Cat Seek card, you would have to reveal every single card in your entire library one at a time to your opponent so that they can visually see that you are grabbing all of the cat subtype cards out of your library and not leaving one that you don't want in the library. So that's why you'd have to show them all the cards. And then you've got like a line of 8 cats. Okay, so you have to assign them a number. Then you have to roll an 8-sided die. Hope you have one of those or, you know, whatever. And then that would randomly select a cat. So this one's a little different because, one, you wouldn't have to shuffle because you haven't seen your library, so it keeps it in the same order, which is, you know, arguably good or bad. It's kind of situational, kind of a toss-up. But, boy, would that take a while in paper. So this is not possible in paper, but if you want to get 99% the same, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal blah, then play it. Then put it in your hand, then put it on the battlefield, put it into wherever. I mean, we've had probably 50 cards that do that. So that's about as close as you can get to, like, choose a random creature out of your deck, where you don't just go separate all the creatures, choose one, then put it back. You just reveal cards until you hit one, and then that's random, because it could have been any of them, assuming you didn't, you know, stack the deck with a return thing or like a scry effect or whatever. So like I said, besides those, that is functionally the same. So that this is not that new. They're kind of talking it up like it's, oh, digital only, big revelation, oh, big invention. This one's a little looser, but okay. Perpetually. Permanently change the characteristics of a card. Oh, you mean like granting it a lifelink keyword, which is usually a token now. We had the lifelink tokens for what? Kaldheim or whatever. You know, first strike, but you have spells that just say all your creatures gain first strike till end of turn. So you don't look down in paper and see first strike suddenly appear on the card. So this ain't new. And then we've also had, in I think all 3 of the unsets, we had like word replacements, but those weren't serious. But then we've had the Oracle updates where it's like the card doesn't say Ranger, but it's a Ranger. Oh, the card doesn't say you can stop rolling D20s, but you can because they updated it. So it's like having the card do something slightly different than what it actually says and having things added or removed or changed on it, totally not new. So they're saying, oh yeah, we're going to take advantage of just like MTG Arena's amazing exclusive, okay, I'm not reading it verbatim, but come on, ability to alter cards no matter where they go during gameplay. Oh boy. Great. Then we've got Conjure, which is literally the one-eyed guy in the latest set. Wasn't he in the Commander set for like D&D, or was it the one before that, Strixhaven? Oh, I think it was Strixhaven. Okay, whatever. But Conjure creates cards out of thin air as digital objects, or as the digital object, that acts like a normal card would. Powerful spells and artifacts can conjure up iconic, powerful, or just plain useful cards from Tropical Island, Stormfront Pegasus to Ponder. Yeah, you summon a Ponder, I'm going to punch you in the face. Oh, wait, I can't. It's digital. Oh, that's why they did that. But anyway, yeah, you can summon a damn Black Lotus with that one-eyed guy from the one set back or whatever. So, yeah, big, amazing new thing they're doing that only works in digital. And remember, they refused to print a Black Lotus as a token, too. As if we're not just going to make our own tokens. It's a card that they don't even sell. It's on the damn reserve list. They literally cannot possibly make money off it unless they're selling them on the side, which has been the rumor since I started Magic. Anyway, and just like 2020's digital Jumpstart release, you can craft all these cards with wild cards of the appropriate rarity and receive them by opening packets. Stop calling it packets. In Jumpstart Historic Horizons events taking place, who cares? Jumpstart's awful. So, I mean, they might nail it this time, but like there were like 3 unbeatable god tier ones, and if you got them, you'd win every game. So they balanced it about as well as like a fat guy on a teeter-totter. So this is important. They say duplicate protection will work, which is good because it doesn't currently work with the A-Series cards. You have to unlock them separately. That's fun. And then, like 2 of them are in here, and then the 46, some are unique, some are new, whatever, who cares? So, here's 2 examples right here. Ethereal Grasp. Tap target creature. That creature perpetually gains. You know, if you don't say till end of turn, it is perpetually. There's probably 20 examples of that in the game. This card doesn't untap during your untap step, and pay 8 untap this creature. Okay, so I mean, it's like you could only functionally do that with an aura, kind of, but they've applied this and worse just kind of invisibly to permanents before, with no marker, no charge counter, no enchantment, nothing. So, I mean, they can act like it's digital only. That's not really the way that they've been treating it, but okay. I mean, if they're never going to do this in paper again, great, but they didn't say that, and I think I know why they didn't say that. It's because they're not going to do that. So next up, Tome of the Infinite. So pay 1 blue, tap it, conjure a random card from Tome of the Infinite spellbook into your hand. It perpetually gains. You may spend mana as though it were a mana of any color to cast this card. Okay, I guess you would have to do that because not all of them are blue. But you're probably thinking, okay, well, what's in there? Well, they'd have a hell of a time, listing these on the card. I mean, they wouldn't be able to list it with what they do. But they did list, like, what, 6, 7, 8 spells or 5 spells or something like that on that other guy? The one that's, like, in a set that just came out? So the cards you can conjure are Light of Hope. Okay, we all know what that does. Swords of Plowshares, you better know what that does. Force Spike, that's a new one. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Ponder, which a little bit of a power difference there, but okay. I mean, it's not like you're going to turn 1 it, so I mean, it's not even that good of a spell. It's just, turn 1 it is. Dark Ritual, because of course, everything has to have Dark Ritual in it now. Duress, that's annoying. Assault Strobe, aka Epilepsy. That one's interesting. That's just target creature gains double strike and its sorcery speed and cost 1. We have like almost the exact same spell in standard right now. Lightning Bolt, because of course, Fog. Okay, hate that effect. And Giant Growth. I would have went with Titanic, but okay. So, I mean, useful, interesting. You can't control it, and these are all highly situational. I guess you'd never not want to do this. You might not ever not want to do this. You'd probably want to do this most of the time. But like this, I mean, you can hit their face. Fog, that's extremely situational. This is extremely situational. In fact, it's useless past about turn 4. This is kind of situational. I don't know. It's not as bad as I thought. This one's modal, obviously. I don't know. I don't love it, but it's interesting. I think some people will be into it and some won't. So you might remember seeing a table like this in the previous announcement, and it was very clearly stated, as far as I remember, that these were the probability of pulling a special styled version of it. Now they're claiming, Hey, did you notice that Tome of the Infinite isn't actually listed above in an exciting update from the original JumpStart packs? I mean, at least call them packs. There's even more variety with JumpStart Historic Horizons, as some cards can replace select cards in a pack. For the animated pack, here's what the variance looks like. So they show you the variance, but then they don't show you... Well, first of all, it doesn't add up to 100. Oh, maybe that's what the columns are. No, that would be like over 200%. Okay. I give up. I don't know what the hell they're doing here. I don't know what these mean. So it's like, okay, this might show up in your pack 25% of the time. Cool. But then what if you like roll yes, 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 no, 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 yes? Do you get 4 extra cards in the pack? Do you get more than the normal amount? Or what are these replacing? Certainly not lands. I don't know. I'm confused, but what else is new? It's a Wizards announcement. So, it's all just more a bunch of crap about the lands, and we'll fill in the lands with non-basics, and there won't be any basics or whatever. Okay, great. Oh, but only if they're non-mono. You got a bunch of, here's the thing, obviously. Yeah, 2,000 gold, which is still too much in my opinion. At least you get to keep the cards. But yeah, I mean, they got, best of 1, best of 3, blah, 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 a bunch of other crap. So, oh, here we go. I didn't think they would actually do this, because whenever they say something vague, they don't usually reinforce it with, here's all the information you might possibly need. So 782 cards are part of the JumpStart Historic Horizons release, so you are going to have to burn hundreds of dollars worth of wild cards to stay competitive in Historic. Now, not every Historic player needs every one of these cards, but the chances are they're going to need, 10 to 20 of them out of 700 and some. I mean, come on. So this is really just a scam to get more money from Historic players and to make Historic as different from Standard as possible, which it's simultaneously a good thing and a bad thing. Everything should be as far away from Standard Constructed right now as possible for optics reasons and because just people hate it. Just straight up, people cannot stand Standard Constructed. It is trash and nobody's playing it. But Historic is an absolutely out of control freight train where they keep moving the goalpost. People are fed up and it's just absolutely dominated by the most toxic decks you'll ever see in your life. And they've already had to make multiple bans from it. So it's mismanaged, it's garbage, it's like Modern in its infancy. But they want, since the numbers of people playing Modern on MTGO are falling, they want to move Modern to Arena, and that's what they're doing. So they're injecting 782 cards into the format. Do they really think that the players are going to stand for this? I mean, Historic players are amongst the dumbest people on Arena, but come on. I mean, everybody's got their limits. So, I mean, what more is there to say about this? Not much. It's garbage. Don't go near it. If you have no interest in Historic, don't even touch it. And if you're just on Arena and want to do something kind of different for 2,000 coins, okay. But open 2 boosters in a set that you actually need. I mean, it's just, I don't know. This could turn out to be super fun and balanced, and there are 46 different, mini decks. They had a term for this. I think they said modules. Is that what it was? They used to use the term for semi-random decks, like the welcome decks where they were slightly scattered or whatever, or something like that. I don't remember the term. It wasn't pods. It was anyway. I'm never gonna remember it. It probably was modules, but yeah, subsets of possible cards that vary slightly. That's what they're talking about. So I guess that's why they went from pack to packet, because pack is probably defined in all this legalese crap. Otherwise, who the hell would call it a packet and think that's a good idea? All the old-timey Magic people that have been at Wizards for 20 years, no, they didn't come up with the word packet. So I think I've explained now absolutely everything and given you my take on it. I hate it, but I'll play 1 or 2 just to try it, whatever. But, yeah, let me know if you guys are amped for it, indifferent, or you've already quit Arena for a better game. Leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys next video.